Morning, guys. This morning we're going to learn about composting. This book is also in your Mayan. I haven't assigned it for you. It's pretty high level for us, but it's got a ton of good information, and I wanted to read it with you this morning. So that's what we're going to do. When I come to Mayan and I found my book, I like to click down on the bottom right, this box with the arrows. That gives me full screen. And then for a book like this, I might have to zoom a little bit, depending on the pages and the text. So that tool's right here. And our book this morning is Composting, Nature's Recyclers by Robin Kuntz, illustrated by Matthew Harrod. Think about recyclers. What are recyclers? We know we recycle. We have bins. We know that plastics that can't be broken down in nature, we need to send to be recycled and reused. But what are nature's recyclers? Steaming heap. So I'm going to zoom us up and then move the text down so that you can follow along. And then we'll go back to the full page to see the pictures at the end. Steaming heap. Steaming is another good vocabulary word for us. Steam is coming off this heap in the yard. It is a cool morning. A huge heap stands in the corner of a yard. It looks like a pile of leaves and sticks. Steam rises from the heap. Put your ear next to the heap and you might hear rustling. Look closely and you might see things moving. Sniff the heap and you might smell something. I guarantee you would smell something. What is this steaming, rustling, moving, smelly heap? It is a compost pile. Fun fact. Some birds lay their eggs in piles of leaves and sticks. The heat of the pile helps keep the eggs warm. Composting. Lots of trees drop their leaves in the fall. We may rake up some of the leaves, but what happens to the others? Sometimes the leaves seem to disappear. Where do they go? The leaves decay or rot in the rain and snow. They become bits of soil called humus, which is rich in food for plants and trees. Nutrients from the leaves get recycled or reused to make food for other plants. This process of decay and reuse is called composting. We don't really get that here a whole lot, you guys. Our weather is so reliable and steady, where we always have pretty warm weather, even in what we call winter. But up north, where I grew up, starting around this time of year, and then Halloween and beyond, the leaves turn color. They're beautiful. They fall. The trees get real bare. The days tend to be grayer and colder. And we used to love raking leaves and then jumping in the pile of leaves. That was so much fun. I used to hide in piles of leaves too. Fun fact. The big leaf maple has huge leaves, sometimes as large as 18 inches or 45 centimeters across. Homemade food. One day a tree will fall, insects will eat the tree, and woodpeckers will peck holes in the bark to eat the insects. Other animals will find the woodpecker holes and move in. The tree will become a source of food and a home for many animals. In time, all parts of the tree will decay. With a lot of help, the parts will compost and become humus. The humus will help new plants grow where the tree once stood. Oopsie. Let's zoom in so we can check out the fun fact under the woodpecker. Fun fact. Scientists think the oldest tree in the world is a bristlecone pine tree in California. It is more than 4,750 years old. A sample, called a core, taken from the tree, tells the tree's age by showing the number of tree rings. Here I want you to pause and write in your journal about a favorite tree that you have. And if you've never thought about that, then think of a tree that you love. Maybe it's in your backyard, maybe it's on a place you go for vacation, a tree you climb. There's that beautiful, beautiful one downtown by the museum that has the cool leaves in the fall. Um, I have a favorite tree up north on a drive up to a vacation place we go to. It's just a really tall, beautiful pine tree that's got a unique sort of bulge in the top. So see if you can think of a favorite tree and what you like about that tree. And you can pause me right now and just write that down for me. Doing what nature does. Plants need sunlight, warmth, water, and air to grow. Plants need humus, which is made from composting. In nature, plants and trees make humus by recycling their garbage. Can we recycle our garbage to make humus? Yes, we can. We can make a compost heap, and we can feed our plants with it. Many things can be used for composting. We can recycle all kinds of garbage. In early times, farmers put a dead fish in the soil next to the seeds they were planting. These farmers weren't trying to grow a fish. The fish decomposed or rotted and became humus. The humus helped the seeds grow. That's true, for sure. The Pilgrims did that. Early settlers did that. Native Americans have always done that, but it still works today. Fish are full of nutrients, and because of the way their body decays differently than land animals, it's really good for composting. Heap needs. A compost heap needs green or other colored things that are fresh, such as cut grass, orange peels, and eggshells. The heap also needs brown things that are dry, such as fallen leaves, sticks, and pine needles. Everything should be organic or made from living things. So that's a good vocabulary word too, are organic or made from living things. A compost heap also needs to stay damp. Give it some air too. It won't take long before the heap gets busy. The decomposers. All that green and brown stuff is yummy to lots of animals. Flies and beetles will be the first to come. They lay eggs that hatch into grubs that munch on the heap. Slugs and snails love to help too. Worm, slug, mite, millipede, beetle. Soon the heap is full of decomposers. These are organisms that help leaves and trees to decay. Decomposers cut and chew their way through the compost heap. They leave behind their waste as they go. Their work turns the big piece of compost into smaller pieces. That's like we learned about with the earthworms yesterday. Fun fact, some animals are too small to go far without some help. Mites climb on bigger insects and get a free ride to a compost heap. Yeah, mites are tiny. You couldn't really see them without a magnifying glass or a microscope. See if you can think of any other animals that might help in decomposing, breaking down our compost heap. And if you can, write them down under your favorite tree. And this is where we are going to stop for today, and we will finish our composting book next week. Thanks, you guys, for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, I can't wait to talk about them when we meet. I'll see you soon.